Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome on board International Human Resource Managing Across Cultures, where you can learn best practices in regard to Scotland, how leaders and managers manage across organizations. The themes in this vlog are leadership, multicultural teams, and cross-cultural negotiation, including gender. This vlog is important because human resource management has quickly and widely acquired acceptance as a new concept for managing employees and employment in international human resource management by organizations and countries alike. As a result, multicultural corporations are heavily influenced by national culture of the country where their headquarters are situated, and HRM is a fundamental aspect that impacts their activities in a globalized economy. As previously mentioned of the themes, let us start with leadership. Leaders should recognize, as Hofstede puts it, collectivism is the best practice since it prioritizes group cohesion, and no manager can manage all tasks alone. This is not to argue that management approaches are undesirable or ineffective because cultures differ. However, as a leader, you will be inspiring, motivating, and driving team to achieve its goal, and it's critical to understand and consider cultural differences where you are managing or leading because one size does not fit all. For example, in different cultures, verbal and non-verbal communication can be completely different and mean completely different things. Multicultural teams. According to Brace and Price, political and economic issues have prompted people to move from one country to another. Hence, many multinational corporations form multicultural teams. This has proven to benefit organizations by bridging cultures as well as stimulating innovation and creativity. Hofstede argued that culture provides the basis for interaction and shared understanding among team members. However, culture can influence how an organization's strategy is formed and implemented. Hence, the Globe Research Program and classification of participants into clusters. For example, an Anglo cluster like Scotland rewards high performance and value competition, though in-group collectivism in their cluster is relatively low compared to other clusters, which indicates its tendency for individualist behavior. Although Trompinus and Williams argue that exchanging ideas and learning from one another's culture can bridge gaps between native and destination cultures, it is important for leaders or managers to foster ability to reconcile seemingly opposing concepts, according to Trompinus and Williams, 2000. In addition to that, according to CAPD, challenges can be managed if inclusion is offered in a workplace and managed with appropriate tools, as in the best HRM practice, allowing each team member to operate at their best while providing equitable treatment for all, regardless of background, and taking culture differences into account. That is capd.org. Multicultural teams should be multicultural rather than monocultural, with constructivists rather than essentialities dominating. This can improve team cohesion and understanding among persons from various cultures, though balancing groups against individual demand can be complicated if members have differing perspective on organizational and individual capacity. For example, not recognizing cultural differences and understanding that each person is unique in their own way can bring division. However, in Scotland, managers tend to use a deductive top-down thinking approach, for example, drawing logical consequences from premises, which others may perceive as bias, but the clarity which the British managers tend to approach issues make it apparent and can bring disparate perspective into one cohesion team. Cross-cultural communication and negotiation are crucial in international work environment, such as IHRM, since globalization has increased interconnection and cultural diversity can bring both challenges and opportunities. Cross-cultural communication has also been proven to be a significant barrier to international business negotiation. That's according to Gian et al. 2007. As a result, Boris and Price 2019 contend that challenges caused by cultural diversity in workplace include communication, negotiation, integration, and practices adopted by organizations as a whole, which can lead to misunderstanding, obstruction of team, and low productivity. Because people from different countries see, take, and evaluate events differently, and hence act upon them differently, according to Adler 2002, understanding different communication style is key because cultures differ based on cultural belief. This may entail both direct and indirect communication as well as body, movement, and language. Gender equality has been a dominant topic for countries and organizations for decades, and women continue to be underrepresented at senior management level across labor market. Given Scottish British transformational leadership style where involvement is egalitarian, there are still contrasts. In Scotland, for example, NHS aspire to prioritize the development of equitable opportunity for all in inclusive Scotland. Despite these efforts, there is still a gender imbalance within the NHS, with women accounting for around 80% of the workforce in Scotland. And despite this high proportion of women in workforce, the majority of women are concentrated in lower grades and level of employment. According to Miller 2007, in Scotland there are just 2 female NHS Health Board chief executives, though things may have changed from 2007 until now, but albeit not much. The failure of women progression has been based on issues such as women reproductive and domestic roles, which may impede their career progression. Women are seen to be more suited to supporting roles and less suited to leadership position. They are perceived to be less fortunate than male leaders once in the post. As a result, one would agree with Ofsted's description of masculinity and femininity because the outcome was to determine whether a society was dominated by competitive behavior or, on the contrary, care and giving towards the less fortunate was the preferred attitude. Furthermore, it could be argued that Scottish-British low power distance and institutions are favoured individualist where men dominate in leadership role. The transformational individualism that underpins Scottish-British leadership fosters independence and autonomy, which can be defined as a two-way communication or comprehension. Nonetheless, they should understand the effect leadership in international human resource management requires harmonizing cultural and societal norms while inspiring and motivating teams to reach their objectives. Multicultural Scottish-British teams provide opportunity for team growth and creativity, despite the fact that they are in a low power distance where participation and equity are valued. Leaders must also consider cultural challenges and background. When it comes to managing a diverse team, cross-cultural communication and negotiation, for example, it is vital to recognize that people from different countries see, interpret, and analyze events differently, and as a result, act differently. Understanding and adapting to cultural differences will aid in achieving desired result in intercultural interaction, leading and managing effortlessly for an organization to advance smoothly while being able to solve difficulties, create an inclusive environment for all, and deliver effective performance in a low power distance culture such as Scotland. Furthermore, gender equality should be a priority for business because women continue to fall behind in top positions despite the fact that it has been suggested that women can bring and produce productivity just as men can. Thank you very much.